Hey, welcome back to Minecraft Through the Night. Let's get back into it. Thanksgiving trip anxiety. I should rename that to something positive. New home in Bethany, Oklahoma. I think that's what I'll call it from now on. In fact, let's do that. Let's do it right now. Might as well fix it now. One of the things I've learned, get it done now. Be kind to my future self so that future self feels good, feels better, right? I could be even kinder to my future self by doing some more work around my house, but I am coming off of I'm 2 days into a migraine, and I think I'm doing about all I can do right now. The story of my life has been I can function very well when all is healthy. But if I am having, with my migraines, I typically have a cognitive fog, and I'm clumsy. I'm physically clumsy, and I'm pretty brain fogged and don't make great cognitive decisions. So let's save this, go back to the main menu, single player, Thanksgiving. Let's edit. We're going to call this a new home in Bethany. How's that sound? All right. The seed is still the same. Thanksgiving trip anxiety. It's a long drive from the Oklahoma City Metro to central Georgia, where my mother and 2 sisters live, and all my dear family. Don't often see them. I usually don't see them every year. Hopefully that can change. One of the nice things about this house is finally I have a sense of complete control. I am in control. I'm in control. And it kind of is, what's the word? It's an odd sense. I should have felt in control. There's no reason I couldn't have felt in control all these years. But now, the buck stops with me. It does not stop with a landlord. You know, it does not stop with someone else's desire. It does not center around someone else's needs or wishes. It centers around my plan and my ideas, you know, my wants. You know, if I say I want it, well, I can have it. I can go get it. What you waiting for, dog? Go get it. Go get it, bro. So, kind of, you know, no excuses. Somebody's tagline, isn't it? No excuses. All right, let us talk about straying. Now, there's more than one way to get straying. Straying, I started to spell it straying. We can get it from Fluffy Puff. And we can get Fluffy Puff from gardening. And I do, in fact, have some Fluffy Puff seeds. Let's go plant some things. Whatnots. And let us make a hole Twerk to work. Okay. Let us plant lilacs. There's a great sense of possibility now that I feel and that I have, and it didn't really fully hit. You know how the kids these days, they say it just hits different. It hits different. Well, yeah, it does hit different. Having my own place. And now I was walking, I was returning home from a social event, and I saw there was a Lowe's or a Home Depot. It was a Lowe's. And I thought, let me hop in here and see if I need this whatchamathing that I've been thinking I need. Let me just hop in here, see if they got it, and if they do, then I'll get it. Well, I was there. I actually met someone who was super neat to talk to, and her name is Ava. And we just hit it right. I don't know what possessed her to talk to me. She was teasing me. She works there. I don't know what possessed her to talk to me, but I thoroughly enjoyed speaking with her. And I hope we can meet and talk more. Truly. In fact, I went back to that same store a few days later. I needed something, but I was also thinking, I wonder if she's working today. And I did not see her, so whoops. Oh. It automatically hit that rice plant. But nothing else. Is that... Can I plant my fluffy puff? I can. I hope I can. I like it when I get ribbons for participating. So I was at that Lowe's, and I just went. I didn't have a huge ulterior motive. I just went, right? I spent 2 hours in that Lowe's. I spent 2 hours looking at stuff. Part of that was talking to Ava too. Again, a lovely conversation. But I spent 2 hours looking, going to myself, oh man, I could use, everywhere I looked, painting, caulking, dishwashers, microwaves, ladders, everywhere I look, everywhere my eye, every aisle, every single aisle, I found something that I could use, that I knew I could make a use for. And oh, the possibility of that is glorious. It's absolutely glorious. Oops. I kind of landlocked you, didn't I? You're okay still. And oops, I didn't mean to do that. So the possibilities are now just, I won't say they're endless. Of course they're not endless, but there's a lot. It's kind of like my life has suddenly opened up. Well, I screwed you again, didn't I? There we go. and I'm not sure. You know what? Maybe I could put a. If I put. No, I don't want it there. If I put a torch here. A torch. If I keep a torch close by, maybe I can keep the ground from freezing. Oh, and I can put a torch like right here, right? Maybe that'll keep this area opened up. Okay, so we got some things planted. Yeah, purple. Packed black ice. That is incredible, man. Look at that. And that's a gate. That's a, yeah, archwood. What is that? Is that a ship? It's a shipwreck. Okay. What's that? Badlands. Peat. I guess southward would be the way to go. It's not just the house. It's me. Suddenly, I am able, I can create the relationships with the neighbors that I want to create. I've been renting for the last 8 years. For 2 years before that, I was kind of a lame duck. I knew I had to sell the house because my ex-wife had half ownership of it. And for the 30-odd years before that, I was raising a family, and I was so inwardly focused. You know, inwardly, family, career, you just kind of react. You know, and I see that with my son these days. You just kind of react. It is nice to be in a position where you can just kind of react, but it's also, and having a kid is part of it. You can never do anything except react. That's all you can do. I mean, you can plan. I mean, that's not all you can plan, but even the planning is often a reaction to something. And now, alone, without kids, without a wife, without a family, without a girlfriend, without somebody to support, somebody to nurture, it's all me. It is all 100% me. What is it I want from life? And that is really a hard question. It's I had a senior engineer many years ago who kept asking me, like, "Dog, what do you really want to do? What do you want to do?" And my answer was always, "I don't know. I want to do a lot of things. I want to learn everything and do a lot." And that hasn't really changed. But something about buying this house, moving into it, fixing it up, has changed my perspective on life. There's a spider web. We need that. I've become in some ways very deliberate. All these years of be mindful, they say, be intentional, they say, be whatever. Well, it's hard to have the luxury to be whatever, until now. And I go to Lowe's, and every aisle, everything I look at, it's not a immediate need. It is a decision. It's a choice. It's a mindful choice with an eye towards future possibilities. What I can do with this now. My eye fell on storm doors, and I began thinking about had a storm door, have a storm door that needed work. And I began working on it the other day, not long ago. I began working on it. And the problem was not at all what I thought the problem. I thought the problem was the Z-bar. I thought the Z-bar had torn and was having, and might not be fixable or replaceable, and I'd have to buy a new storm door. And I finally got out there and spent time checking, looking at the Z-bar, uninstalling and reinstalling the door. The problem is not the door. It's not the Z-bar. The problem was that the door was dragging on the sill plate. And the sill plate, because the sill plate had been repaired to some extent in the past, but it simply needed more work, more sanding. And in this case, did I get hemp? Okay, and wheat. Okay. I see you, creeper. So glad you are brilliantly colored that I can see you easily. Oh, and some iron. And I should be thinking about armor. My constraints now are not the constraints I used to have. Migraines are a big constraint. Energy levels have always been a constraint, but now I have a real focus for the energy, a real necessary focus. Like my current focus, this house is not winterproof, not winterized. I need to get it winterized because we're having a big chill come in during the period I'm going to be gone, and that's not cool. I need to get this house winterized. I need to get the windows winterized. These are the old home single pane aluminum windows that have not been abused, but they have simply deteriorated, greatly deteriorated over the years. The people, I bought this house from an estate sale, and the people, they're not bad people. Please don't let me say anything derogatory about them. Failed to create backup, that's not a good thing. But there were aspects of the house they did maintain very well. There were aspects they did not maintain very well. There were aspects of this house I know I have not yet discovered, and who knows what it might be that I discover, you know. Ooh. Oh, points left. I missed that. Okay. A block reach, mining speed. I'm looking to get down to this side of the fortune ladder. Just double check and see if I got any unused points. I don't. Okay. So every time I dig into something, there's something to be worked on. Dishwasher is one, but it's annoying, but it's a puzzle and an issue that I can work out. I don't have to. One of the reasons I stopped at Lowe's was to see if I can do something with the dishwasher to make it work. And I got it partially working. The whole lower rack is working. What isn't working is the upper spin arm is not working. So how can I fix that? And the answer is, I'm not 100% sure how to fix it. I'm gonna take it apart. That's what I'm gonna do, and clean it again. I've cleaned it before, and I'll see if I can clean it again. Backpack. Backpack. Here we go. We have a backpack, and I believe we will have a iron backpack, and as soon as we get some gold, we'll have a gold backpack as well. There's more to it than that. I'm not just rehabilitating an old house with old single pane aluminum windows. I'm not just discovering an HVAC return line from the living room to the furnace that has collapsed and disintegrated, that the inspection missed. But I'm also I'm not just finding a sinkhole in the backyard that the city very kindly investigates and fills in for me at minimal cost to me, and very rapid service. It's not just about insulation. It's not just about carpet and paint and cleaning and staining and uncovering a wood parquet floor to care for and bring back to life, for the morning sun coming through the southern French doors. It's those things, but it's also, it's me confronting and dealing with my past, my memorabilia, the things I have kept with me. I discovered drawings that my little sister did for me when I was in college, and I had saved them. And what do you do with that stuff? I took pictures of it and I sent it to her. And she found it overwhelming that I had saved that stuff for all these years. And I did. It was in one of my boxes of precious treasures, Okay, we got a backpack, baby. So now I have the space and bandwidth to process so many of those things. And it's extraordinary. I never expected anything like this. I was just out here to buy a house and try to get a house while I could, if I could, at a reasonable price if possible. Ooh, peat. I can use that for peat and repeat. Okay, I need more wood here. So it's not just about rehabilitating this house, it's rehabilitating me. It's coming to terms with who I am, where I've been all these years. That looks like, is that osmium? I want some of that. Coming to terms with the careers I've had, the engineering, the teaching, what do I do with these wonderful, I've still got the crayon sign-in sheets that my students in Comp 1 and Comp 2 love to do, and I would give them the sign-up sheet. The sign-in, I'd say, some of you, I know you struggle with paying attention. Keep it. Keep the sheet. Draw on it. Make pictures. Whatever, if it helps you to focus and think, keep it. Make pictures for me. I love your pictures. And so I've still got those. I had to, not all of them, you know, but the ones that have survived move after move and consolidation after consolidation, I have a stack of them. All these treasures, man. A man's treasures. I have them. I have them. And now I have a house in which I can display them. I can put them wherever I want. I don't have to hide them. I can put them, you know, wherever they need to go. Wherever I want them to go, they can go. That's amazing. You get a sense for how amazing that is, right? It's astonishing, really. All right, sleep through this night. Is this night one? No, this is coming up on... Man, what night is this? Night 2 or night 3? I think this is night 2. That's right. We were out on the bed, out in the country during the night too. Alrighty then, let's go get some more planks. We're gonna need some more let's go up here to the shipwreck. Let's do some salvage. What are you? You are an archwood tree. Okay, another archwood tree. Good, good. And you are brown terracotta. I don't know why. You are a red spruce. You are a green archwood, flourishing. Okay, let's go up north. We got time. It's all we got. All we got is time here. And I finally have not just the time, but the physical space in which to inhabit this time. It's extraordinary. Sometimes I get down on my poor, pitiful me kind of thing, thinking, well, if only I had a girlfriend, man. If only I had, you know, if only I had my sweetheart, you know, if only, you know how it is. I do get down on that sometimes. But, ooh, well, that worked. I like how you instantly auto-plant things for me. I appreciate that. But, you know, maybe that comes. Maybe that happens. Maybe it doesn't. And it's not the be-all and end-all. This time exists, and I can use it. I can get this house in order. I can get my memories in order. I can prioritize what's truly deeply important to me and display it wherever I want to in the house. I have enough room to hang much of my art, if not all of it. I have accumulated a lot of artwork over the years. I am flabbergasted by how much artwork I have. And I don't know where to put it all, so that will be a process. I already have a great deal of art up on the walls. Some of it perfectly placed, some of it not. Well, that ship is way above the waterline there. Look at that. Ice brought that ship up high. I have time to play more Skyrim and Fallout 4. More time to investigate the games I have not played yet. One of my constraints, and now I don't want to dog my constraints because That is a copper keeled ship with a copper mast. All right, we're totally getting some of that stuff. My constraints are important to me, and one of my constraints, necessity is the mother of invention. You know that. Well, one of my constraints is I don't have the money to buy my way out of problems. So I have to figure out I have to give myself time to think about my problems and work through them and find frugal ways to manage them. Like the storm door. You know, if I had a lot of money, I might have just gone out and bought a new storm door. So the heck with this. But instead, just through a little elbow grease, a little bit of work, I discovered the issue was not the door itself. Why are you? The issue was the sill plate on which the door rubs as it opens and closes. So that's an expense that pretty much doesn't have to happen. Just sand down the sill plate. That's all it needs to be done. And I haven't finished that process. It's still ongoing, but you get the picture. It's constraints are important for an engineer like me, and as much as I might rail against the constraints and gripe, you know, if I'd done a better job of saving, if I'd done a better job of allocating, if I'd done a better job investing, oh, if only I had the money that some of these, you know, all that is true, but the constraints are important too. For a dude like me, constraints are important, and I can't work my magic without constraints. So, well, I came out here to get I did not come out here to get copper, I'll tell you that. I came out here to get wood. I hear a little Cessna or Piper Cub out there. And this is in the dark hours. So somebody is flying, training with IFR, instrument flight rules. I hope they know what they're doing. We got a bucket. And let's go to backpack. Put all those things in the bucket. Ooh, we got a wool mitten and some, let's see if we go, yeah, we can grab it by crouching. These looter boxes, you have to crouch. Ooh, an iron trapdoor. Do tell. Where'd you go? Iron trapdoor, where did you go? Did you sink? Did you sink down here? Yes, you did. I guess that makes sense, right? An iron trapdoor. So it's more than that. I have made a share of mistakes in my engineering days, in my personal life days, in my teaching days, and I need time to reflect on those mistakes, you know, to learn, get better, so that you know, I don't want to make mistakes, the same mistakes twice, right? Right. Oops. I might not ever have the chance to do those things again, but if I do, you know, I want to be better at it, right? That's what you want to do. That's what I want to do. Okay, boat. Bodie McBoatface, you got some other secrets in there, don't you? Let us put on, press Control T. Okay, Control T. Okay, next, done. Okay, and let us put on these elastic chainmail boots. Ooh, step height. Oh, baby. Oops. We got a good, this is a perfect starting boot. Well, okay. Should probably get back to the house here. I'll try to do that. To the lighthouse. Have a new skill point. Okay. And running. Let's see what our goodie chest over here is about. Check gateway. Ooh. Emblem of defense. I like that. So, an emblem of defense sounds good. Defense. Okay. We're going to put that in a charm. Sure. And this guy, we need to hold left shift when hit by a snowball. Okay, this is not going to help, but you know, not going to hurt either, right? I should probably get down here and put a marker for my home. Is that the home? That is. What is that? Torches. Oh, it's a bridge. Okay, okay. Just the bridge. Man, oh, that's right. I don't have to jump. So if we can run back home, get into the lighthouse and take a night's sleep. I have a feeling this was a bit of a long episode. Hope that's okay. So, you know, I feel like this was a good episode. I was able to express some things that are difficult for me. I was really struggling in previous episodes. There's a lot to work on with this house. A lot I have worked on, you know, and but the possibilities for working on not just the house, but doggone himself. Those possibilities are super. Okay. I will put a break here, and I'll see you next time from Minecraft Through the Night. New home in Bethany. See you next time. Let's get some sleep, shall we?